Francis Ngannou's coach, Eric Nicksick, says he still wants to fight Jon Jones. Here it is. I still want that Jon Jones fight for Francis Ngannou. I want to compete against the best, and I think Jon is the best. I don't want any more guesses on who's the baddest man on the planet. Let's run it. Let's do it. Both sides can make that happen if they really wanted to. Set your egos aside. I'm sorry, my friend, but it doesn't work like that. The UFC does not co-promote. They've been very strict on this from day one. It's the reason why we were never able to see Fedor fight in the UFC. The UFC does not co-promote. Period. End of story. And your boy, Francis Ngannou, knew that. He knew that. Everybody knows that. The UFC doesn't co-promote. They were on the same... This is what Jon Jones said. They were on the same side of the street, and Francis Ngannou waited to get to the other side of the street before he started to bark. That's pretty much what happened. Now, do I think Jon Jones beats Francis Ngannou? I think it's possible. But do I think it's possible that Francis Ngannou can go in there, shrug off a takedown? Now Jon has to stand with him and he gets knocked the fuck out to oblivion? Yeah, I think that's very possible too. I think this is a very compelling fight. But the truth of the matter is this. You should have, You did what you did. You know what I mean? You did what you did. I'm not going to say you should have signed with the UFC because look at what you just did against Tyson Fury in boxing. You look great, all things like that. Props to you. Made a lot of money, and you'll make a lot of money in your next boxing fight as well. But for the MMA side, who is there to fight? There's nobody. All of the people that he could have fought, he could have had a rematch with Derek Lewis, who's fighting tonight. He could have had a fight with Jon Jones, a trilogy with Stipe. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, this guy could have had matchup after matchup. Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich, you know what I mean? All of these guys, Francis Ngannou could have knocked off, and he's just racking up KO wins. You don't know. But instead of doing that, he decided to go his own route, and that's fine. He chose the route he chose. But to choose the route you choose and then still call for Jon Jones fights and stuff like that, it's a little bit weak in my opinion. It's kind of... not just weak, but delusional. You know the UFC doesn't do co-promotes. They're not going to do a co-promote. It doesn't make sense for the UFC to co-promote. It makes no sense. Why in the world would the UFC, who has nothing to prove, the UFC is the dominant organization. They have nothing to prove. Why would they give the PFL, an organization that hasn't even been around for 5 years, why would they give them a chance to dethrone their champion, their guy, and win the night? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It's not smart business, and it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you agree with me, disagree with me, it does not matter. Just join the discussion, and please follow for more. Thank you, because you are appreciated.